This is the Worship Team Training Podcast with your host and training director, Brannon Dempsey. Worship Team Training provides live workshops and online resources to help inspire, create, and transform the leading of worship. Now, here's your host, Brannon Dempsey.
What's up, everybody? Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Brannon Dempsey, Worship Team Training and Worship Team Training University coming your way. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Tuesday morning. We have our Harry Walls right here, guest interview, sitting in the hot seat. He is ready to go. And how are you? We hope you guys are ready to go too. We got a lot to talk about this morning. How are you? Hope you guys are doing great. Thanks so much for coming in, both Facebook Live and Periscope. Also listening on the playback, iTunes and Spreaker and iHeartRadio. If you haven't checked it out, please do so on iHeartRadio. And also leave a rating. Let us know what's up. That would be great. So how are you? What's going on? My name is Brannon Dempsey. As I said, I'm a follower of Jesus and happen to lead a ministry called worshipteamtraining.com and also our university program. And what do? We train worship teams just like you across the country. Like this coming weekend, I'm out to Wisconsin. Next weekend, I'm over at in Biloxi, and it goes on and on. Go to Jersey, and simply we come to your church to put on a one-to-one hands-on training workshop for your whole worship team. We also work with your worship leaders, with your pastors. Check out our mentoring page as well. You can find all that stuff back at worshipteamtraining.com. And our fantastic university member site. Man, we got a lot going on there. Harry actually is one of our members in the university program, and we have a climbing number of people already showing up and getting in the program. So we invite you to, if you want to try it out, all you need to do is email me, brannon@wttu.co. Look, we make it easy. We put out a lot of free content, and you can try this out also for free. Just let us know what's up, and you can also go to wttu.co to check out everything else that we have to offer. So we broadcast like this on Tuesdays every week at 11 a.m. Central. And so if this is your first time watching by Periscope, Facebook Live, if you guys would, hit us up, tell us your name, the city or country of where you're from. Same thing if you're listening on the playback, watching on the playback, do the same thing. Let's get this going. We have a lot to talk about today. We are talking about playing like a team, and we are talking about the whole idea of what it means to be a team. We talked about last week as we are to be building one. And what does that mean from the heart standpoint, from the spiritual standpoint? Now, this week, we're talking about the musical standpoint. What does it mean to play together as a team? And this coming Thursday, you don't want to miss. We have David Falsgraf coming up, and he is with Default Sounds. And if you use Mainstage or Logic, Reason, Ableton, any of those programs, you are going to love this coming Thursday. You got to be a member to watch. It's this Thursday at 11 a.m. So sign up at wttu.co. Also, check out our webinar with Kent Morris next week on audio and media. That's going to be fantastic. Kent's going to show us all around about how to make things clear and visible and audible for your worship setting. So you don't want to miss that. As well as we have two other special things coming. Tim Timmons is coming to the program at the very end of this month on a Friday. That's going to be fantastic. Tim has been one of our partners for the longest time. So it's going to be great to hear what God is doing in his heart, his new album release, and his work with children. It's going to be awesome, so don't miss that. Plus, we have Rich Kirkpatrick coming back, and also, you don't want to miss out the big news that's coming at the end of this month. I'm going to release more of that later on. So, don't forget, this coming Friday and Saturday, if you are in the Janesville, Rockford areas and Milwaukee up in Wisconsin, we are coming to you. So you need to go and find out at wttu.co. Actually, you want to find the event page at worshipteamtraining.com. If you just go to the event page at worshipteamtraining.com, you'll find the workshops there, and you can sign up. We're also all over Facebook and Instagram. You can find the links there, but we love to have you. So all you need to do is go to worshipteamtraining.com/workshops. That's it, /workshops. If you're interested, we'd love to have you. So come on out. We're going to have a good time, and we're going to be doing this again weekly. So it's going to be awesome around different cities and everything. Some are private, some are public. Let's go ahead and get right to it because I've been talking enough. Harry Walls IV is right with us. He is joining us here live. We're going to be talking about playing like a team. Harry, how are you today, man?
Man, I'm doing good. How about you?
Good, dude. Hey, thanks for coming back, man. It's great to have you.
Yeah, man, it's good to be here.
Yeah, as always, brother. So tell us, for those that don't know you, you were on over the past, I think, beginning of the summer. So tell us about your church, where your church is from, where you're from, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, okay. So my church is Bridges Community Church in Fremont, California. We're in the Bay Area.
Awesome.
Been there for 5 years now. And I'm a worker there. I've got of creating team music and worship sets and that kind of stuff. Oddly enough, I'm currently sitting in a coffee shop in Silent Springs, Arkansas.
Yeah, and we're breaking up with a little bit of the internet too, but that's okay. So you said you're in Arkansas right now? You're in Arkansas?
I am in Arkansas right now.
All right. Maybe you're not too far away from us.
Yeah, I'm on vacation, and I went to school at John Brown University in Silent Springs, and visiting friends, and going back to St. Louis, which is where I'm originally from, and hang out there with family for a little while. So
awesome.
But yeah, so that's kind of it.
All right, my man. Good. Well, hey, tell us about your worship team. What's the setup like? I know you guys have a pretty big group, so talk about it.
Yeah, so I've got about 20 or 25 people total, and I have them broken up. I have two like basic teams, then my vocalist, I kind of move them in and
so we're breaking up.
You know, whatever's going on.
Yeah, so we got two vocal teams, you got two bands.
Did I break?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all right.
I work with those two teams kind of just week to week. They kind of rotate in and out every other week. And I work with both of them. I'm in the process of developing some leaders who can kind of work more with them. So I kind of work with those leaders and kind of work with the teams. But as of right now, I work with them both, and I love doing it. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Awesome, man. So tell us again, like, because the internet broke up just a little bit, that last part that you said.
Oh, that I have two teams, and I work with them week in and week out. I'm usually the leader. Sometimes I play piano. Yeah. Sometimes I play. Sometimes I just stand there and sing. I have a few piano players that kind of play piano as well, so I don't always have to do it myself.
Yeah. Cool.
And it should be let them kind of.
So sorry, guys. We're having just a little bit of more internet breakup. It's all right, Harry. It's all good. Let's just move on. So tell us, like, how do you balance having two teams? Because most churches just struggle with one team, and they may have a team of 3 people or 5 people. You got 20, 25 people. You got 2 teams. How do you balance that?
Patience.
That's a good one.
Other than that, it has a lot to do with learning the people.
It has a lot to do with what?
Learning my team.
Learning your team?
Yeah, and knowing what people can do what and how to put them together to get the best sound out of them. And it takes time. It takes more time to do it that way than it is just maybe have 5 people to play every week. Yeah,
absolutely.
Because you get different sounds, and you can do different songs with different teams, or you do.
Yeah. So sorry, guys, we're having a little bit more of a breakup, but that's okay. He's saying that we have as he has multiple people on each team, you can also provide different sounds because you have different players and different songs that you can use. So I like that. What do you recommend for worship teams that just maybe have the one? I mean, you started out just having one team, and then you grew to having 2. So what was that like coming from 1 to go to 2 teams? What was that shift like for you?
It was a good problem to have, really, because when you're used to only playing with one team, you get used to playing with that one group. But then I had to learn how to integrate the other people in, like who could play with each other. You have to learn personalities.
Yeah.
And, different playing styles and all of those things. So it's learning new people all over again and how to put them in and incorporate them into what you're already doing.
Yeah, love it. So we already got some questions. I see Rossi from New Mexico. From Mexico City. What's up, Rossi? Also, Michelle, thanks so much for guys coming in. We had one question, and let me just take that real quick. And I want to ask you what your spin on it is, Harry. Kalina says, what do you suggest for team building within your worship team? She thought about fun things that you can do, games or whatever. But I mean, what do you recommend to help build teams together?
Well, one of the things that I do is twice a year I have a worship team barbecue at my house. We talked about this. Yeah, and I do that twice a year, and awesome. They come and we just hang out because of the two teams. Yeah, they don't always see each other except for on the stage. Yeah, so I get them out at my house and we hang out. I play with golf with some of my guys. Yeah, I'm horrible at it, but we get to get out there and talk. And, we spending time at coffee shops. Yeah. Just dinner after church. Sometimes we'll just buy lunch after service and just stay and hang out. That's awesome. And I've got 4 kids, and my team members have kids. Man. So just bringing people together. That's awesome. But you have to, as a leader, you initiating that speaks volumes to your team. Right. And so I try my best to do that whenever I can. I let people know that my door is always open. You can come to our house. Right. Know that my 2-year-old might be running around the house naked, but that's just life. I love it. I know. So you were on here last week watching the show, and you were. I was a little bit disappointed because you didn't, invite me earlier for barbecue. So next time when I go out to the Bay Area, barbecue and golf, man. Come on through. It's got, combination city. So let's get right to this. So I got some other questions for you. I want to know, within your team, where is the struggle? Where is the struggle in terms of playing with one another? Because we're talking about playing as a team. There's different things that we can talk about. There's a struggle in, is it relational? We talked about that before. Is it spiritual? Or is it just plain musical? What seems to be the most toughest struggle for you? The toughest struggle is probably, and the thing that we work on consistently is the musical aspect. The musical, okay. I've got a lot of people who love to play. Yeah. And, you hear a song and a song is massive on the radio, but we know that it's got layers of tracks. Or if you buy, multi-tracks, there's 7 electric guitars and 9 keyboards. So as you find different tracks to play and songs that you want to play, the struggle is maybe you have some band members that either can't keep up, or what's that struggle there? No, the struggle is them trying to make the song as big as we can. Make the song as big as they can. Okay, so what are some things that you do? The biggest thing is saying you learn a spot and you know when to play and when not to. Learning when not to play. Learning when not to play. Yeah. It's more important than knowing when to play. Absolutely. And so I spend a lot of time in rehearsal, not just working through the song because we know the song. It's about how do we create these textures and these moments within the song that will speak to people in a way that it hasn't before, and make it easier. Because if you don't have to play everything, then you get a chance to worship. But if you're just banging out the piano the whole 4 minutes, then it's just you lose out on kind of the moment that you're trying to create. Yeah, I agree. So basically, as we're trying to create things as a team, playing less is the ultimate key. So why is it that you think that, because and guys, I want y'all to chime in on Periscope, Facebook Live. Send us your questions right now because we're about running out of time already. I know this has gone by real short. So tell us, when it comes to your team, do you have players that overplay?
And so how do you address that issue in playing together as a team, Harry? How do you help your players to listen more and play less?
Sometimes we'll actually go back and just play the song.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it'll be my bass player that feels like he has to play throughout the whole song.
Just a bass player, what?
He might be the one who feels like he has to play through the whole song.
Yeah. He's always doodling, right? The bass players, we have somebody that doodles constantly, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So you have to be like, okay, listen to this part.
Right.
You're not playing at this part, but when you come back in, it's going to be have more impact because you stepped away and created this one that made it bigger.
I love it. So we ask people to lay out and then come back in later so it makes a bigger impact. Yeah. Love it. So what seems to be your struggle in trying to communicate that to your team? I mean, do you feel like they get it? Or do you feel like maybe they just hear you and they just don't respond? Or like, what's the deal?
Audio and video playback are huge.
Yeah.
Like I will go back and play from the last time they played, and I'll play that video and or let them hear them playing. It's one thing for me to say it, but it's another thing to hear yourself mess up.
So recording your rehearsals, recording your times together, because like you said, it's embarrassing when you hear yourself mess up. But that's a great key though. Tony and I've talked a lot about that in the show because, I mean, as you record your own music and you're playing your team, then they're able to pick out and go, oh, wow, why, Brandon, why did you have to record and do that to us? But it's the truth, right? It's the truth because that's what other people hear. And it's not a bad thing. I mean, some worship leaders don't like it. They said, Brandon, we're not going to record our rehearsals. That's not good. But yet it's helpful. So like, what do you say about that? Is it really worth it?
It is. Our team hated it when we decided to do it, but we record rehearsal every week. And then we send it to them the next morning so they can hear it between
fan mail.
Between then and Sunday. And it's amazing how much change you hear come Sunday morning.
Wow.
Because they've listened to it and they go, oh, I was horrible in that whole second verse of that song. Let me figure that out, and you can tell the difference. But
see, everybody, it's like looking in the mirror, like what Harry's is saying. If you guys are having a hard time hearing, it's looking in the mirror to that recording because then you're able to hear what those mistakes were. And I mean, we don't want teams to get down on themselves to think that they're horrible, but we want them to fix the things that maybe didn't come across that well. I mean, it's a good thing. I record some of my practice times at home. I record just by audio and just listen back. I mean, we do that a lot in songwriting. Last question, Harry. How can others start making changes now? When you started to do this with your band, to implement new things like balancing two teams together, recording rehearsals, what were some of the things that you had to do to start making those changes right away?
Communication. I communicate with my team all the time. I say, hey, this is where we're going. This is what we want to do. When we have our barbecue, every year we do that. I get them together and I say, I recast vision. So say, this is where we're trying to go this year. If you want to be a part, stay with us. If not, that's cool too.
Yeah.
And then I just lay out where we're trying to go and why we do what we do.
Right.
And that's, oddly enough, I'm in the process of writing a book. And I wrote about that. I wrote about that in one of the chapters, how you communicate with your team to make sure that they all understand where we're going.
Cool.
So when everybody understands where you're going, then they're going to go with you, and they feel like they buy it, and they want to be a part, and they go with you.
You gonna share the book that you're writing? Are you gonna share that with us? You gonna? Can we put it on the site?
I totally will.
Awesome. We're gonna do that. I want it stained with barbecue sauce.
Yes.
All right. All right, brother. Well, we got to go for now. I gotta let you go. So, Harry, thanks so much, my man, for coming in and hanging with us today. We're going to come back and have you some more. Cool.
No problem. Anytime. Just let me know.
All right. Awesome. Harry, thanks, man. Stay right there.
Right.
And guys, we thank you for joining us today. We're talking about the whole thing about, arranging your team. And if you we're able to hear Harry talk about that, playing together, working together as a team. I love the way Harry was explaining how he incorporates fun within his team. So to answer your question, Kalina, on Facebook Live, barbecues are great. Get-togethers are great. I mean, with our team, we've done things like bowling, because I say this, and the reason why we brought this up is because you have to play together in order to work together. If you're going to work hard and serve hard together, you got to play together. There is no in the middle of that, because once things become too familiar, people start to lose focus. They start to lose purpose. And even just this past week, I've asked my own team, hey, when's the next get together that we're going to have? Because it's got to happen soon. And, we do things at Christmas as well. It seems to be a great time for everybody to get together. But most importantly, too, besides having fun, when you are working together as a team and you are in the rehearsal environment, make sure that you know what your team members are doing. And like what Harry said, as far as communication, I high five that, Harry. Don't fail to communicate what you want as a leader. I know a lot of worship leaders out there that are too afraid to tell the guitar player, hey, lay out, like what Harry was just saying. I mean, I love that illustration, Harry. A lot it's more like but I don't want to upset so-and-so. I don't want to come across like they don't think that I don't like their playing. You know what? You're the director. You're the worship leader, or maybe you have a music director. Maybe you are the music director. You need to be calling the shots, and it's okay. It's not personal. The way I do it, I simply, first of all, I compliment. And like the bass player, like a runaway trained bass player, like what Harry was saying, I just say to him, hey, Moses, love what you're doing. Can you lay off a little bit on the verse? What I'd like for you to do is play the first 2 bars and then drop out and then come back in on, measures if it's 15, 16 leading into the chorus. And then tell them why. I mean, don't just say, hey, don't play here, but let them know, hey, I'd like for you to lay out because we want to build the section so when we come back in, it's ready to go. It makes it more powerful. Or you may want a quiet moment and say, hey, I just want the acoustic guitar to play during the bridge, and you communicate to your pianist and to your drummer, hey, let's let our guitarist, let's let God minister through our acoustic guitars. Put it that way. That tends to go off a lot better than just saying, hey, don't do that. Hey, don't do this. Make sure that you're also up with your musicians, that they are practicing. I said that last week. Make sure that you're asking them, hey, have you spent 10 minutes a day going through chords, going through metronome, going through your clicks, going through your music? If you're a singer, are you singing your way to work? Are you looking at the lyrics throughout the day on your phone? A lot of you say, yeah, I know, but I can't practice because you don't have time for excuses. Excuses are over. All of us are busy. All of us have things going on, but you as a leader have to make time for yourself to rehearse and practice at home, but you have to help others. By you doing the same thing and by you modeling that, you have to build into others and just say something simple like, hey, Carissa, you got great vocals, but why not just look at, on your phone throughout the workday, or maybe make a little recording on your lunch break or whatever. There's little things that you can do that you can find that time, but that's the main thing. You got to find time to make it happen, because if you don't, it's not about you. It's about your team suffering. So remember, if we're going to play together as a team, we got to help each other as a team. Right, Harry?
Sure.
All right, awesome. Harry, thanks so much for being here today, man. I love it. Yeah. Love you, and I can't wait to have you back, brother.
All right. Just let me know.
And blessings on Arkansas and your travels and everything, and keep safe, all right?
All right, thank you.
All right, awesome. And guys, we love you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, Gord. Love the comments. Harry, I know missing a lot of what you're saying, but we're going to have Harry back again to talk some more, because Harry actually is a great friend of quite a few of us here at Worship Team Training. He's buddies with Rich Kirkpatrick, also Tony Guerrero, and I can't wait that we do something on the West Coast. That's going to be fantastic. We're going to bring it, man. But Harry's great. Kalina, thank you. Rossi, our friends also on Periscope. Love you. Michelle, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Be sure to join us this coming Thursday. Look, David Falsgraf with Default Sounds is going to be talking about how we can thicken our pads, our textures, our sounds from the keyboard to the rest of the band. He's going to show us some demos and some examples of what he can do. So don't miss that. You have to become a WTTU member to watch. Just go to WTTU.co and sign up today. I mean, look, the prices are ridiculous. And instead of, trolling through YouTube and Facebook, countless videos, get curriculum, get a plan, get real, and get it together, because we got it for you at WTTU.co. We put way more content in all of our membership programs than what anybody else does, and what anybody else does for free as well. So you're missing out if you're not getting it. Be sure, guys, we got the new website coming up also at the end of this month. So I can't wait for that. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. Don't forget this Thursday, Kent Morris next week, Tim Timmons at the end of the month, and I can't wait to see who else is going to be coming back here at worshipteamtraining.com in November. So love you guys. Thanks so much for joining us. See you guys very soon. Love you. Bye.
This has been a Worship Team Training broadcast and digital production with your host and training director, Brannon Dempsey. Worship Team Training provides live workshops and online resources to help inspire, create, and transform the leading of worship. We'll see you again right here on worshipteamtraining.com.